The Animas Museum is owned and operated by the La Plata County Historical Society. Our mission is to collect, preserve, and interpret the history and heritage culture of the San Juan Basin. In 30 years' time, we've collected some 35,000 of those objects, which is a huge number of objects for a small institution like this. We have an obligation to care for those things to the best of our ability and try to preserve them forever, really. We've got to be careful to protect fragile things like textiles from the damaging effects of light, swings in temperature and humidity, insects. We have all of those problems, but perhaps the biggest problem we have with our collections right now is that they're simply overflowing the spaces that we have to store them in.
This is how not to store your collections. Salad trays, especially if they've been used. We hope this was never used. These were filled and they went all the way almost to the ceiling on top of that flat file cabinet.
This project that we're doing, the Home for History, addresses really all of those problems. The Home for History is an outgrowth of the roof reconstruction project. It was about an $800,000 project. Of course, the building originally had a hip roof like it has now, but that roof burned in 1919 in a fire on Halloween night, actually. La Plata County Historical Society actually received the 2008 Governor's Award for Historic Preservation because of that project. Long story short, we gained a whole new floor of space, and we planned all along for that new level in the building to be the new home for the museum's permanent collections.
This is the biggest thing we've ever done to improve the care of our collections. Putting in a system like this is state-of-the-art. These have been rehoused and they're getting ready for the trip. They're in acid-free metal-edged boxes. That's a baby carriage. The project had to take into account when it's going to be safe climate-wise to move collections outside, up on the forklift, and then back in. We think the physical move is going to take a year and a half. So we've been packing for about 5 months and rehousing and securing and stabilizing the objects. And now we've just finished moving those into place in their new location.
The budget for the Home for History project is currently $352,000 plus. We submitted a grant to the Institute of Museum and Library Services, which is a federal agency. We were one of only 38 institutions in the entire country that got one, and one of only 4 in Colorado.
The Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Denver Art Museum, and the Denver Museum of Nature and Science got these grants. In little La Plata County Historical Society, Animas Museum.
The Institute of Museum and Library Services is paying $150,000 of that. We have so far raised about $45,000, and so we still have another $75,000 to raise. Why is this project important? I would say this, that the museum's collections are fundamental to all the public programming that we do. Exhibits, research, publications. Some people are trying to do genealogy research on their families. We have authors who are publishing books. There's another great benefit of the project in that once those are moved out of there into their new home, those 2 rooms will be available for public programming.
By moving all the collections out of this space, we're creating a multi-purpose room that can be used for lectures, classes, programs, and exhibits. And by moving the collections out of the main storage room up on the next floor, we're opening up space for the new Generations Research Center. Giving tours of this space to the public on Saturday, October the 11th, which means I still have some work to do to get it ready.